Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Kaylin and today I just wanted to talk some more about how to make Christmas calm and cozy for ourselves, because there's so much craziness involved in it, and I think I notice it every time I leave the house because the amount of traffic that there is on the roads, it's just increased a crazy amount to the point where I'm like, where are all these people the rest of the year? And another thing was, we passed a shopping centre today and there was a queue out to the main road to get into it, and I just that is my idea of hell, entering a shop in that situation, having to sit in queue to get parked, and just the stress of pushing your way through crowds. It's definitely something I'm glad I haven't done this year, and I feel much less stressed because of that. And today I went back to the Fine and Dandy market, which is one of our favourite markets. It takes place in it's what used to be an exam hall, I think, in the uni, and they've actually decided to not let them hold it there anymore, so that was the last one in that venue, and that makes me kind of sad because it was such a good event, and it's dog friendly too. So we brought Potato with us, and I just find when we go there I buy things that I don't regret getting. When I get home, I'm always happy that I spent the money on the things and supported the local businesses, and it doesn't make me feel guilty. So today I got some more wax melts to stock up for when I'm doing my no buy, and they had some Christmassy scents, so I kind of had it in mind that I would do that before I went anyway. My boyfriend came with us because he was actually off work today for once, and he got me this really cool, it's a wall hanging made of metal, and it's got an album cover on it from Smashing Pumpkins, which I love. And then what else did I get? Oh yeah, the guy that my daughter loves chatting to because he's funny, the guy who sells chutney and jam. I tried some of his chili jam, and I got some of his Christmas marmalade because they're just delicious, and anytime I get them from him I'm happy I did afterwards. So yeah, now we can have Christmas marmalade toast for the next month or so, and that makes me happy. I just wanted to talk more about creating a calm and cozy Christmas for yourself, because I've been focusing a lot on thinking about how to create that and how to purposely stay out of the rush. So I picked up this book from the library yesterday, Calm Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I'm loving it so far. I'm already halfway through, and I've just been reading it kind of on and off between doing chores and stuff. So there were a few kind of sections in it that I wanted to share with you because I found it really inspiring, and it reminded me of what I want Christmas to be, and probably what a lot of people want Christmas to be, but it just gets lost in all the noise. So yeah, I'll try and find those for you. So this is just a quote from the book, and I found it really inspiring. As much as I love sharing time with my family, my very favourite thing to do is to spend a few evenings when everyone has gone to sleep, sitting with the lights off, staring at the twinkling Christmas tree. I think about the recent months and the distant years and the meaning of connection. I drink a cup of tea and savour the magic of Christmas, and that's something that I love to do in the evenings as well, and it just kind of sums up for me what Christmas should be and removes all of the stressful elements from it. Another quote that I really liked in it was, "Back then, Christmas requests were a lot simpler than they are today. Last year, a 120-year-old letter to Santa was discovered inside a book donated to a charity shop in England. In neat looped handwriting, 5-year-old Marjorie from Eastbourne asks for a piece of ribbon, a ball for her cat Kittykins, and a canvas stocking." And just the comparison of that to now and what kids expect for Christmas is just crazy. The fact that one of her presents was a stocking, which is to put things in instead of an actual present, a toy, and then the fact she asked for a ball for her cat is just much more selfless than a lot of the things that kids are kind of brainwashed into wanting and insisting on consuming nowadays. And I just like the simplicity of that, and the fact that the little girl at that time was satisfied with those things, and that was what she wanted most in the world, or what she felt was reasonable to ask for, because I don't think kids really stop to question that as much now. I like this quote as well. My mum is a master at turning jobs into games, and Christmas is no exception. As a primary school teacher and avid Christmas card sender, she usually receives in excess of 200 cards herself. We help her string them up on red ribbons, then hold a competition to guess how many there are before rushing round to count them. We don Santa hats and red coats to hand deliver cards to our neighbours, then claim payment in gingerbread stars. She involves us in the kitchen too, stirring and rolling and icing, all for the opportunity to lick the spoon. I don't know what my dog is barking at, but maybe he consents that even upstairs I'm making a video. So I just find like the kind of simplicity of the moments that are summed up in this book reminds you of the traditions and things that you liked yourself. And if you kind of think back to when you were a kid and what you enjoyed most about Christmas, like for me, it was looking at the Christmas tree, seeing other people's Christmas lights. I liked carol services and things like that, where it was like a community spirited event, and the little like Christmas market at a National Trust place near our house. I really remember a Christmas where I painted rocks with my granny because it just felt like a really mindful kind of personal Christmas gift to make. And I used to love looking in Leisure World in Belfast, which was a big toy shop that has been gone for a long time now, but we never went in and bought anything that I knew of. Like, we just went in to look, but that felt magical to me, just like wandering around and looking and the lights and everything and that atmosphere. So in some ways, like, kind of window shopping was more magical than actual shopping. I used to love like being driven in town. We would go into town, which was about half an hour from our house, and drive around the city hall when you could then to look at the Christmas lights, and that felt like a really special occasion. So yeah, those are the things that you really remember. And I think like this year I'm focusing more on noticing the little details, like things like when you're out for a wintry walk and you wrap up warm and you can spot robins along the way. Like, they're just cheerful little birds, and seeing them makes me feel happy. And I heard somebody whistling a Christmas carol the other day, and I don't know why, but there was just something kind of nostalgic about it and really like touching, because it was just like a simple thing to do that you don't really hear people doing that often anymore. Another thing was that whenever I'm out, I really love if you can smell someone's fire from inside their house, like just the smell of like wood burning, or if it's peat or something. It just makes me feel really kind of, it gives you a cozy feeling, and it's just like a smell that kind of reminds me of the past. And when I was growing up, we had like an open fire in our house, and I kind of miss it. I think it's important to lower your expectations for the season and the expectations that you put on yourself. Like, I think that we put so much into Christmas now, and we get swept up into the whole build up to it, and it feels like it has to be perfect. But then the thing I really like about this book is it talks about how some Christmases are like perfect in the kind of conventional sense, and then how others can be filled with grief and sadness and sickness and things, and it's like kind of honoring that as well, and like knowing, like remembering all of the times at Christmas and kind of like figuring out your priorities around it and what actually matters to you about it. I think if you kind of put all your eggs in one basket with Christmas, and I used to be guilty of doing this a lot, where I would kind of romanticize it too much and expect it to be perfect, and then I would get very depressed after it because I'd feel like there was this whole kind of magical build up to it, and then the day itself had to be like perfect, and then as soon as it was over, it was like literally like whenever I went to sleep on Christmas Day and I was like, right, it's over now, I would feel like I was kind of in this massive depression, and after it in January I would really struggle because I'd feel like there's nothing to look forward to now. But I think it's important to remind ourselves that there's always something to look forward to. It doesn't matter what time of the year it is. It doesn't matter if it's some like tradition that has kind of been like forced on us by society. We can create our own little celebrations all year, and I'm always planning and thinking ahead to the next thing to be excited about, even if it's something small. Like, it could be a craft project at home, it could be a book that you're going to read and you can't wait to get stuck into. It could be planning your next like little trip, and I quite often like to book a kind of getaway, just even for one night somewhere in Northern Ireland, for about February time because I feel like it gives you something to look forward. Yeah, I like to have like something to look forward to and plan for, and I think having like a little break booked for yourself, even if it's something really simple, it just gives you something to kind of think about and look forward to, and it's really important. But you can do that with all of the things in your life, and you can kind of romanticize every day of your life. It doesn't have to just be saved for Christmas time. I really don't want to get like sucked into any of the consumer stuff this year. I think I've managed quite well to avoid it. I think I've done the majority of my Christmas shopping already, and I barely even noticed doing it because I just picked up bits and pieces at craft fairs and things, and that is a type of shopping I actually find enjoyable. And I like the kind of community feel of it, and the fact you get to talk to the sellers too and you know who they are. It just feels so much more personal, and I haven't missed the craziness of running to a shop. Like, we called into the pound shop yesterday on the way back from the cinema because we went to see a free screening of Bah Humduck, which is like a Looney Tunes Christmas like episode. And when we were there, it was like, the cinema wasn't too busy, but we happened to be sitting next to a very loud family, and that kind of ruined it a little bit. And then after, we had to go to the pound shop because my kids have a festive run coming up in school, and my daughter also has to sing in the choir this week at an event, and they were asked to bring a festive hairband or hat, and they didn't have one, so we called in to get some, and we did find them. But the Rudolph nose that went with my daughter's like antlers, we realised after we left the shop, sorry, people are in and out and slamming doors. When we got home, we realised it was meant to light up and it didn't work, and that to me just summed up kind of consumerism and like high street shopping and stuff. It's the low quality, and yeah, you're not expecting high quality when you pay a low price for something, but the fact that you would buy it and it doesn't work when it's new says a lot. When we were in the pound shop, I almost felt panicked, like I need to get in and out of here as quickly as possible. And I really hate that thing as well with the layout of shops like that, where you go in and it's sort of like a zigzag aisle, so you have to go the whole way through to get out again. You can't just like easily like make your exit. I think the main things that I want to have around Christmas time are creating like a warm Christmassy ambience in the house with nice like cozy smells of cooking and things. I'm gonna start listening to and watching those Christmas scene atmospheric videos that they have on YouTube, because I was looking them up and there are so many Christmas themed ones, and I like to do that kind of thing while I'm wrapping presents. I also like to put on a Christmas film in the background while I'm getting presents wrapped, and it just makes the whole experience much more pleasant. And when I do it at night time and have a glass of mulled wine, it just feels so Christmassy to me. I wouldn't mind doing like a Christmas craft kind of session with my mum. I don't know if we'll get time to do that before Christmas, but I just think it would be a nice cozy way to spend a day, and I can get the kids involved too. I decided on Friday, it was a really rainy and wet and wild day, and after I got the kids from school, I stopped at the shop and got some like things to make easy no-bake type treats that they could basically make themselves with just a small amount of instruction. So they made Rice Krispie treats with like Christmassy sprinkles on top, and they made these little it was like pretzels with Reese's peanut butter cups, the mini ones, on top, and then you kind of melt them in the oven and then put a M&M on top. So I'll put in clips of those. They were really fun to make. It was easy, there was very little mess, and sometimes I think I make baking too complicated because I do enjoy doing it, but with kids sometimes I think they want to just make something quick with quick results and that they can put lots of sprinkles on. So that was a nice thing to do together, and it felt Christmassy, and we listened to Christmas music while we did it. And another thing was, a viewer said to me about how in the 1960s she used to do a lot of the like ideas I had mentioned in my Christmassy things to do instead of spending money video, and she said that they made popcorn like garlands, and I remembered about that then because I have made them before in the past and forgot about them, but something I would like to do again. And she said that she used cranberries in it too. I've just realised I've kind of assumed that it was a lady, but maybe it wasn't, so sorry if I'm just assuming that, I don't know. So I think thinking about the simplest traditions and why Christmas is important to you, or even if it is, I just think that it has become like something that has just got out of control. And in the book that I just showed you as well, I was reading about how 9 out of 10 people are in debt after Christmas because of it, and that is really sad to think about because it's just not worth that. I'm going to try and make everything more minimal this year, but have the experiences that make it Christmassy rather than the stuff, and I hope this kind of helps somebody and inspires them to do the same. And yeah, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos, and I will see you soon. Bye.